Welcome back to This Week in Weed. Let's take a look at this week's headlines. The enactment of statewide laws allowing for the limited use of cannabis therapeutically is associated with reduced instances of suicide, according to a discussion paper published in January by the Institute for Study of Labor in Bonn, Germany. Researchers at Montana State University, the University of Colorado, and San Diego State University assessed rates of suicide in the years before and after the passage of statewide medical marijuana laws. Authors found the total suicide rate falls smoothly during the pre-legalization period in both medical marijuana law and non-medical marijuana law states. However, beginning in year zero, the trends diverge. The suicide rate in medical marijuana law states continues to fall, while the suicide rate in states that never legalized medical marijuana begins to climb gradually. They reported that this downward trend in suicides in states post-legalization was especially pronounced in males. Our results suggest that the passage of a medical marijuana law is associated with an almost 5% reduction in the total suicide rate, an 11% reduction in the suicide rate of 20 through 29-year-old males, and a 9% reduction in the suicide rates of 30 through 39-year-old males. Authors theorize that the limited legalization of cannabis may lead to an improvement in the psychological well-being of young adult males, an improvement that is reflected in fewer suicides. They further speculated the strong association between alcohol consumption and suicide-related outcomes found by previous researchers raises the possibility that medical marijuana laws reduce the risk of suicide by decreasing alcohol consumption. They concluded, policymakers weighing the pros and cons of legalization should consider the possibility that medical marijuana laws may lead to fewer suicides among young adult males. Sponsors of a proposed 2012 statewide measure to regulate the personal use of marijuana turned in 14,000 signatures on Friday in an attempt to qualify the measure for the November ballot. The measure's proponents, the Campaign to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol, had previously turned in over 160,000 signatures several weeks earlier. However, the Secretary of State's office on February 3rd responded that petitioners still needed an additional 2,500 valid signatures from registered voters to place the initiative on the November ballot. The Secretary of State's office has until Monday, February 27th, to verify the final signature count. The Colorado initiative seeks to allow for the limited possession and cultivation of cannabis by adults 21 and over. The measure would further amend state law to establish regulations governing the commercial production and distribution of marijuana by licensed retailers. The measure is supported by a broad coalition of reform organizations, including NORML, the American Civil Liberties Union of Colorado, SAFER, Sensible Colorado, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, Students for Sensible Drug Policy, the Drug Policy Alliance, and the Marijuana Policy Project. Full text of the initiative, the Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol Act of 2012, is available online at www.regulatemarijuana.org. And that's it for This Week in Weed. Check back next Thursday for more top stories.